do you allow people to build apps without even knowing how to code? How does it work?
Yeah, so we started with this database product that anyone could use to create their own business objects. So you can track customers, inventory, et cetera. And the new launch of Interface Builder now allows you to create a custom interface on top of that. And to really simplify the workflow, whether it's for somebody in field service or a marketing analyst, now they can actually see just the view of the data they want and perform their work as part of this broader business process.
We're moving into a post-pandemic future. Much more of the workforce is hybrid or remote only. How game-changing do you think a product like this can be in that environment?
So I think we have been definitely big beneficiaries of this shift towards hybrid work. I think in the old way of working, you could kind of get away with ad hoc ways of tracking data, of sharing data. You would meet with people, send emails back and forth, tap people on the shoulder. And I think today, when you have all these people distributed in different places, that just doesn't scale anymore. And so we've seen this massive increase in appetite from enterprises to consolidate all of their informational workflows, especially at the departmental process level, not just team or user level collaboration, but to really rethink how the entire content production process works, for instance, at a streaming content provider, or the marketing campaigns are orchestrated at a retail company. Those are the things that are now being, that are up for grabs, I think, in the software landscape. And we've seen, this increased appetite for our product, 130% growth on the enterprise side of our business, doubling the number of large ARR accounts over the past year. And so it's definitely been, a big shift in our space.
There are other productivity tools out there gaining traction. I'm thinking Notion, I'm thinking Monday.com. How do you differentiate yourself from them?
So I think there's roughly two buckets of products in this space. Notion and other products like it are sort of Canvas-based products. And I think of them as almost a reimagination of what if you took Microsoft Word and Excel and all these other products and kind of mashed it up into a new fluid experience. And I think there's a lot of value there. Microsoft itself, I think, has recognized the space and came out with a product called Loop. They have a framework called Fluid Framework that's trying to deliver on the same type of value proposition. But I think ultimately it's a very organic and kind of smaller teams oriented nature of usage. And then separately, I think what Airtable is doing is going after low code and enabling businesses to go and create their own structured applications and actually trying to tackle entire departmental processes. And I think that is something that Monday, Smartsheet, to some extent Asana are also going after. But in Airtable's case, we've sort of been trying from day one to become this true application platform. And so where we see our advantage is being able to scale up to more complex deployments. We see very, very large enterprises building entire department-wide or even company-wide processes onto Airtable.
Well, speaking of large enterprises, Microsoft and Facebook, aka Meta, have announced new workplace products in the Metaverse. What's your take on the Metaverse, and is there a play for Airtable there?
Yeah, so I think there's kind of two extremes of how you interpret the Metaverse. One is, it's literally this virtual space. You put on this Oculus headset and you go in and you're immersed in this 3D environment. You have an avatar, et cetera. And I think there's something to that. I mean, I'm not going to dismiss it entirely. I think there's a lot of promise to that, but I think it's probably a long way off before the technology is good enough and there's enough, of an ecosystem to where we're all spending a large % of our day wearing a headset and immersed in that virtual reality.
So you're saying the Metaverse is overhyped? Is that what you're saying?
I think there's a lighter weight interpretation of the Metaverse, which is it's a set of principles. It's about creating a digital representation of yourself. And I think we're already starting to see that with a lot of collaboration products. You have lighter weight avatars. I mean, just the fact that in Airtable or Figma or these other collaborative products, you are able to create this virtual space and collaborate within it. And I think the actual 3D VR aspect of the Metaverse is still a while off.
So speaking of the path forward, Airtable's obviously become a much bigger company since we last talked. What is the path forward to you? Are you thinking about going public? Are you open to a big deal?
Yeah, we've always been very committed to building a really large independent business. I mean, I think the opportunity to basically change the way that hundreds of millions of people work, and in fact empower all of these creators in the world to go and build useful applications and share those with other users. I think this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I think the winner of this category will be a multi-billion revenue business that could trade in the public markets in the $100 billion plus market cap range. And so we're all in on trying our best to become that winner. We think we have a good shot at it. And so at this point, we're just firmly focused on building the largest independent business we can. I think IPO is somewhere on the horizon. I mean, we're at 9 figures in revenue, growing very quickly, and so we very much could be in the realm of being a publicly tradable business. But for now, we have no pressure or anxiety to do so too quickly. We're really focused on just executing really well, and I think IPO is probably kind of at least years down the road.